This industry is full of fake individuals. Yeah, don't let that fly over your head. Catch it while you can, because at the end of the day, Rick Ross has been all over social media getting talked about non-stop this past week, especially after being involved in one of the absolute worst Verzuz battles we've probably ever seen. Yeah, one of the worst Verzuz matchups ever between him and French Montana. No energy at all, the whole vibe felt completely dead and awkward, and then we find out he was throwing shade too. Yeah, he was clearly sending shots at Drake. He was playing songs they made together but cutting out Drake's verses like he was trying to prove a point. But honestly, it looked like they needed Drake's energy for those records to really hit. Yeah, and the same thing goes for French Montana, especially with Max B standing beside him. But once you really break everything down and look at how all this is unfolding, it just proves how fake this industry can really be, because Kendrick Lamar barely jumps into the conversation anymore unless it's strategic. Drake is getting ready to come with a new project, but so is Rick Ross. See, Rick Ross knows he has to align with whichever side keeps him relevant. At the end of the day, I see exactly what's happening here. I'm just hoping the rest of y'all are paying attention too. Let's talk about it. I gotta be honest with y'all, because there's way too much fake behavior happening in this industry right now, and situations like this just remind me how artificial a lot of these industry relationships really are, and how many people move like imposters behind the scenes. A lot of these dudes enter the game wearing masks, and honestly, they come off looking like clowns. I'm just being real, because we all know Rick Ross and French Montana are coming off one of the worst Verzuz performances we've seen. Yeah, one of the worst battles since Verzuz first became a thing. The energy in that room was completely off. Nobody looked interested, there was zero excitement in the building, and if you missed it, make sure y'all go check out my last video. I'll make sure I link it at the end of this video so y'all can tap in afterward. But overall, it was painful to watch, and Rick Ross in the middle of all this ended up going viral, because let's call it exactly what it was. He took shots at Drake. Yeah, we gotta keep it real. He was throwing little sneak disses while playing the classic records he made with Drake and purposely leaving Drake's verses out of the songs. See, I gotta catch you all up on what's really happening here. Pay close attention to this, y'all.
I want to do Aston Martin music minus Drake vocals. So no Drake vocals. Minus Drake vocals. So easy. You want to sing that? I'm gonna let you sing that.
So, as y'all can clearly see, so now the media is trying to spin the narrative, right? So now the media is trying to spin the narrative, right? Let's keep it real, because Aston Martin music is easily one of Rick Ross's biggest records ever. And let's not forget, this man has over 15 collaborations with Drake, and 10 of them have reached the Hot 100. Let's call it exactly what it is. The specific song he played was Aston Martin music, you feel me? Featuring Drake, the same record that went absolutely crazy and is probably still considered one of Ross's best songs ever, right? And we all saw the shade being thrown. But this right here is exactly why people don't rock with dudes like Ebro, because they know how to twist narratives. They know how to manipulate conversations and play both sides of the game. And let's be honest, Ebro and that morning show aren't moving as they used to anymore. Everybody already knows they've been struggling to stay relevant, but this is why you can't always respect the way they move. Now they bring Rick Ross into the building, and suddenly Ross starts backtracking. But before we even get to Ross, I got to address Ebro first, because Ebro is the one trying to frame it like, well, a lot of people in the media interpreted it as you taking shots at Drake. Oh, nah. Pay attention to this closely, y'all.
Now, Ross, the internet will likely try to make something of you being like, hey, play that joint without the Drake vocals. I want y'all to sing along.
Without Little Man.
See, I don't like that. That's not good media, y'all. That's what you call holding back the truth. Yeah, and this is exactly why so many people don't rock with Ebro and the way he moves in media. Look at what he's putting out there. No, it was clear. It was very clear that Rick Ross was sending shots at Drake. That's just what it was. It was obvious to us watching. Don't try to twist the perception of what actually happened here. Let's call it exactly how it is. Ebro, listen, this is exactly why a lot of you guys lost your positions in media. You stopped keeping it real. You start dancing around the truth instead of just saying what everybody can already see. Listen to this, y'all.
Now, Ross, the internet will likely try to make something of you being like, hey, play that joint without the Drake vocals. I want y'all to sing along.
Without Little Man.
See, no, there's nothing to spin here in the media. We're just calling it exactly what it is. He's not rocking with Drake. But let me break it down for y'all, because this is exactly why Ebro and them fell off. I gotta be real, when it comes to Ebro and that whole side, I don't really take them seriously like that, you hear me? I never really paid much attention to what they were doing, because I feel like a lot of the time, they don't really keep it all the way real. Just say it how it is. He sent shots at Drake. Why are we dancing around it? And why cut Drake's verses out if you're trying to act like everything is cool? Because right here, what Rick Ross is saying doesn't even line up. He's claiming one thing, but doing another. Pay attention, y'all.
Right? They gonna make some of it, but you constantly play your records that you collab with Drake on, and you encourage the fans to sing.
Facts.
So that's not trying to be messy.
There he goes. There he goes again. Why are you talking for him like that? Let him speak for himself. This is exactly what makes the media look messy sometimes. We already know what's going on here though, because Rick Ross is right there in the building. You've got the interviewer kind of staring at a certain way, you hear me?
That's you trying to put on a show.
Let me tell you some shit. Me being a boss, you gotta understand. This French Montana right here, this is my brother. Drake, if you listening to this, homie, listen to me. My nigga, shine. I don't wanna see you lose. No real nigga wanna see you lose. That ain't what niggas about. This culture, this game, this rap shit, this ain't what it's about. I don't wanna see you lose. Real niggas just wanna see real niggas shine together.
I'm not sure how to describe this sometimes, and this is exactly why people say the industry is full of fake energy and fake personalities, y'all. I gotta keep it real with you, and I need y'all locked in on this one, because I'm getting straight to the point. Because if the goal was really to see Drake win, right? And keep in mind, we already know Rick Ross has an album locked and loaded about to drop, and at the same time, Drake's Iceman project is also right around the corner. So we already understand the timing of everything going on here. Look, a lot of this would feel fake in the industry if people just suddenly started acting like everything is cool again, you hear me? Now we get why Rick Ross made certain comments in the moment, but if that was truly the case, then why would you even be waiting to react to what Kendrick Lamar had to say about him? See, the internet never misses anything. It doesn't forget, it doesn't lie, and it always pulls the old clips back up. It brings up everything people said and stood on in the past, and that's where things get really uncomfortable. Because once "call me a pedophile" gets brought back into the conversation, that's not something you can just brush aside. At that point, certain relationships are already beyond repair. So pay attention to what's really going on here.
Hold on.
They not like us.
I'm at the pool party. BBL Drizzy, I'm at the pool party. And they just called you a petty. You a chomo?
What? Like, what is actually going on here, y'all? Help me understand this, because this is exactly why people keep saying the industry is fake. There is no way someone could call me by my name like that and then expect everything to go back to normal as if nothing had happened. Nah, that's just not how it works. Rick Ross understands exactly where the power is in the game right now. Nobody is really checking for a lot of these older records like that anymore. But Drake is still everywhere. He's still pop, still global, still dominating the conversation. So at this point, Rick Ross has to be strategic about it. Yeah, he has to move a certain way if he wants to stay in that conversation and keep things moving commercially.
They not like us. They not like us.
Hold on.
They not like us.
I'm at the pool party. BBL Drizzy, I'm at the pool party. And they just called you a petty. You a chomo?
You see what I'm saying, y'all? You see what I'm saying, y'all? There's just no recovering from that. I gotta be honest with y'all. Maybe I'm bugging out, or maybe I'm overthinking it. Yo, listen. I don't care if he's from Toronto, Canada. I don't care where Drake is from. But when a man like Rick Ross goes live and starts moving like that, but you see it now, he's backtracking. We gotta call it exactly what it is. During the whole Kendrick Lamar beef, he made sure he rode that wave. Now it's the Drake situation. If you're listening to this, homie, hear me out, my shine. I don't want to see you take an L. If you didn't want him to lose, why not just let his verse play? I don't understand that part. What is really going on here? A lot of these guys are basically bowing and kissing the ring, the real one. Because Drake, you know what I mean? He still has listeners everywhere. Every single year, he's in the top 2 in streams. When it comes to Kendrick Lamar, people feel like he's kind of faded off now. Let's just call it what it is. He's a fly-by-night in this conversation. Right now, they're looking to Drake to come back and bring something to hip-hop. They're looking for him to save hip-hop again. And Rick Ross is now on the outskirts because he went against the power. Yeah, hey, you can call it what you want. Hey, look, y'all can call it what you want, but when you really sit and listen to this, he's basically saying Rick Ross needs to get back in good graces. You feel me? And that's what they call fake love. Don't let them fool you. It's fake love. Drake, keep pushing your career forward. It's fake love again. Rick Ross has to double back at this point. That mansion still needs to get paid for. Everything has to be covered. He's hoping this album gives him the sales and momentum he needs. But without that Drake push, let's keep it real. Just like we saw at Verzuz, some of these guys just don't have it anymore. I'm gonna be real with y'all. French Montana and others, Drake has become a true pinnacle in hip-hop at this point. He's that guy. He sold millions upon millions of records and streams. So it feels like Rick Ross kind of played himself and now has to double back. Look, y'all let me know how you feel about this. Drop it in the comments section. But is it all fake love? That's really all this is. It's fake love at the end of the day. He doesn't really have love for Drake. He wants to see Drake lose. You hear me? Hey, it is what it is. You called that man petty. Is there any coming back from that? I'm just asking. Is there really any coming back from that? Y'all, now he wants peace. He's doubling back on everything he said. Nasty work all the way around the board. You would expect these so-called gangsters and businessmen to at least stand up to be men. At the end of the day, you tried to call me a pedophile, homie. There's no coming back from that. You tried to downplay my whole career. You were just at that Verzuz talking about don't play that verse. How do you expect me to win after that? Y'all get in the comments section right now. Let me know exactly how you feel about it. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on your bell notifications so you know when I drop a video or go live. Rick Ross is one of the fakest dudes out here giving fake love in the industry. Yeah, and I'm sure French needs some help with all of this too. Now all of these guys suddenly need Drake's help. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's call it exactly what it is. Salute.
Ross, the internet will likely try to make something of you being like, hey, play that joint without the Drake vocals. I want y'all to sing along.
Without Little Man.
Right? They're gonna make some of it, but you constantly play your records that you collab with Drake on, and you encourage the fans to sing.
Facts.
So that's not trying to be messy. That's you trying to put on a show.
Let me tell you some shit. Me being a boss, you gotta understand. This French Montana right here, this is my brother. Drake, if you listening to this, homie, listen to me. My nigga, shine.
Hold on.
They not like us.
I'm at the pool party. BBL Drizzy, I'm at the pool party. And they just called you a petty. You a chomo?